when all of humanity was turned into stone. They did not die, they were simply trapped inside, unable to move. One person quietly began counting in his mind. He discovered that every 800,000 seconds, he would lose consciousness once. To stay awake, he forced himself to think and count at the same time, keeping both sides of his brain in constant balance. He did this for one reason, to precisely track the date. He had to make sure he would awaken in spring, the season when all things come back to life. After 3,700 years, a drop of water fell. The stone began to crack, and the only human to awaken, Senku, returned to life. The first thing he did was ensure the area was safe, because Senku firmly believed that he was the key to solving this enormous mystery. Then, in order to determine the sequence of the cracks, he carefully gathered every fragment, not missing a single piece. At that moment, a group of monkeys approached him as if to challenge him, but when they saw the naked Senku, they fled in panic because they realized he had no fur. Senku immediately understood that this must be the first time these monkeys had ever seen a human. After all, civilization had long since vanished. Looking at what was once a thriving city, now reduced to a primitive wilderness, Senku felt no despair. Instead, he was filled with excitement because his lifelong dream was to build a kingdom of science from nothing. So he began with humanity's very first invention, fire. Senku chose the most primitive method, friction fire. However, he was not skilled in physical labor. After struggling for quite a while, he only managed to exhaust himself. So he changed his strategy and decided to start by crafting stone tools. He made a stone axe to cut vines, then braided the vines into rope and combined them with wooden sticks, creating a simple fire drill. With this tool, starting a fire became much easier. The monkeys' curiosity was completely piqued, and they stared at him without blinking. The next moment, Senku successfully lit a campfire. In the days that followed, he chopped wood to build a shelter and set traps to catch prey. When he later passed through the monkeys' territory again, they were shocked to discover that this hairless ape was no longer naked, he was now wearing clothes. But this kind of life quickly drained Senku. He urgently needed a companion, and the first person he thought of was his best friend Taiju. He immediately collected a bottle of nitric acid and poured it over Taiju's stone body. But even after a long time, nothing happened. Senku tried several more times, yet every attempt failed. Left with no other choice, he pushed Taiju into a cave, letting nitric acid continuously drip over him, hoping that one day, a miracle might finally occur.